Hello, I'm here today to go over the Eceen 7-watt rechargeable water hydration system. So it has a 7-watt solar panel. It does include a 10,000 milliamp rechargeable battery. The panel itself is detachable here, and it has a little pocket on the inside that you put the battery in, your phone in, whatever. What we're going to do though is we're going to start off just kind of going over the features and functionality of the hydration portion of the pack. Then we're going to go ahead and take this solar panel off and go over the solar charging capabilities. I've run a few tests on it, and I'd like to share kind of what I've found with that. All in all, I think it's a great product, but we're going to kind of tear it down and go over it part by part. Back, we'll do the panel, and then we'll go over the battery a little bit as well. Components. First, we're going to go over the actual hydration pack. So we're going to remove the panel, just these little straps with button closures around all four corners. We'll just remove the one. We'll set this aside and come back to it in a minute. So here's the hydration system bag or pack itself. We'll open it up and kind of take a look on the inside first and see what we got going on there. So this is where the actual hydration, the bladder itself lives. I replaced the bladder that it came with a Camelback bladder. I wasn't a big fan of the bladder that it came with. It's not a terrible bladder. It was 1.7 liters in size, so a little bit smaller than what I've got in here now. It had a smaller hole, the cap, the water intake was a little bit smaller. What I really didn't like was the actual hose that it was using. It crinked a little bit too easy. So I just pulled it out. I put my Camelback bladder in here with my insulated hose, so a little bit better on the hydration system. The other one will work for sure, but if you want a slightly better flow and a thicker quality tubing, you're going to want to swap that out. But that's probably not the main reason that you're going to get this. There is plenty of room for the hydration bladder to fit inside of the bag right here, and it goes inside of its own little compartment inside of it. I imagine the bladder's going to about here right now, so you could probably, with a squeeze, fit a 3-liter water bladder in here. That would be tight, but the 2-liter fits just fine. And then we've got a little bit more room for whatever, and you can kind of open it up there, and you can see, I can fit my hand in there, and you can, here's a 16-ounce water bottle to give you some reference, so that fits in the side right there, no problem. We could easily fit 3 of these across and then have some room across the top for whatever. You're going to be able to fit a pair of shoes or perhaps a sweater, a small jacket folded up inside. So there is a fair amount of room inside for some additional storage. A small amount of room, I wouldn't say fair, but there is room there. And then on the inside of the lid right here, we're going to look at, this is where you're going to fit your tablet or whatever that you're charging on the inside, and there's a little eyelet right here that you can pass the USB cable from the solar panel right on in to the interior here, and you can fit your whatever you want to charge. This will fit an 8-inch tablet in it, and then a couple of other little pockets right here to fit keys, whatever you want. So that's kind of the inside of that. All of the stitching seems to be nice. I do like kind of the honeycomb fabric right here. The texture is nice. It looks pretty sharp, I think. On the outside of the pack, you've got one more small pocket right here, and that's on the side, and it's kind of deep. It does go all the way into this compartment right here, so you can fit whatever. It opens up. There's more storage space inside, but the hole right here is pretty small. Let's see if you can't kind of just see that. That's not a lot of room in there. You might be able to fit a small umbrella sticking out, not zipping this up totally, or probably gonna be a great spot for like granola bars or energy bars or dog treats. If you carry your dog with you, a little bag of dog treats are gonna fit in there, and it zips up, but definitely provides a little bit more storage. Again, there's one more small amount of storage on this on the outside. This is on your hip strap, your waist strap, little zipper right there, car keys, maybe a garage door opener, something in there. It's not huge, but it is just a little bit extra. The bag itself has got some nice padding to it, so it's fairly it's moderately substantial here. You can see it's about as thick as my thumb, the padding is, with some vents in there. Same thing on the bottom. We've got additional padding. It looks like it's going to provide a fair amount of breathing through here because it's going to sit up off your back, and then we got the padding in the hips right here. This goes around your waist. There is a chest strap that goes along the chest here, and I do like that it's springy right there, so it's a little bit bungee style, so when you have it and you need to bend over and there's stress, it will stretch a little bit there and provide a little bit of motion for it. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've gone over the bag, and it's a decent little bag right here. I would have thought it was a Camelback bag if it didn't say Eceen on it. Could have definitely been mistaken for a Camelback bag. So here's the solar panel. Again, it goes on with these little straps. You just stick it through the eyelets, and voila, buttons on all four sides right here. Take it off. The panel itself, it's like 2 3.5 watt panels inside of this. It's a monocrystalline type of display, and it's a flexible display, so it bends. I love that. It's really thin too, so if you can kind of see here just how thin the whole display is, or panel is, it's a thin little panel, and it provides good power out. On the back, comes with a little compartment to store the battery that comes with it. We'll go over that just a little bit in a second, and it comes with the USB cable right there. This is the port right here, and if we can kind of see right there, we'll open it up and voila. So it's just a regular old USB port right there, and then this little rubber grommet. You got to kind of wiggle it to get it in, but it provides a nice seal, and I do think that this is going to be fairly resistant to moisture or the elements. When you put it on the bag, this part goes up, the part where the plug goes in goes down. You're going to put it on like that, and then any rain is going to drip this way, and it's not going to go up inside that port right there. When I tested this, I used my Samsung Galaxy Note 4, plugged it into the Note 4, had it facing directly towards a nice bright full sunny day right at the sun, and it provided 0.8 milliamps of power at 5.33 volts. So that's like 4.26 watts of power to the phone. That's not too shabby. That was with the phone on, with the display on and the screen on. When I plug it into the Samsung home charger, which is rated at 2 amps in the same state, phone on, screen on, it gives me 1.15 milliamps at actually just slightly less voltage, but that is more power. In the real world, what you're going to see is that this is going to take about 50% to 100% longer, almost twice as long to charge your phone as you're going to see on the home charger. That isn't too bad for a solar panel like this. I was actually pretty impressed. I did not think that it would perform anywhere near as good as it actually performed. I was impressed with it. So charges fairly quickly. The battery right here, it's a 10,000 milliamp battery. Turn it on right there. There's a power button that turns it on. Sorry if that was off screen. There are 4 indicators, obviously 100%, 75, 50, 25. I haven't tested this very thoroughly. I did plug it in and charge my phone from dead, and it fully charged the phone, and it had just gone past 50 down to 25% battery once it hit 100% of my phone, so it was teetering between 25 and 50% charge. Probably would have charged my phone maybe 30 to 50% if I went to charge it again. So not a bad battery, and it seems about on par with my other 10,000 milliamp batteries. The cable that it comes with, just a nice USB cable, nothing to write home about, but it works. It's not super flimsy or cheap. And then again, for reference, here's a water bottle, so you can kind of see a 16-ounce water bottle. So it's about twice as tall as the water bottle is, and then maybe 3 or 4 of them wide, just to give you a little bit of reference. So yeah, I am actually more pleasantly surprised than I had thought. I love solar technology. I love solar charging, and it performed much better than I thought it was going to off of such a small display. And again, I love this flexible display. Just go on the pack, the whole thing can bend, it's not going to break. Yeah, pretty cool stuff here. So yeah, that's that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer.